Right, just had an email today that said that the place we've been looking at seats, they've got a slot available and they need the van tomorrow. So I've literally just got back from work now. It's what, 6:30, oh, 10:07 now. So I've just got back, it's got stripped out. We've got to get all this ripped out. So basically, I've had it out once, just left it out, to be honest with you. Seats back out again, arches off, floor out, rear threshold off, and then take that false floor and alt brackets and then the side skirts. It's going to be a long night. See you in a bit. But yeah, that's all the cab stripped out now. Ready for tomorrow. Mission half out then. Woohoo. Right, so we've picked the van back up. Probably about a week and a half they had it in. And they've done the install on it now, which I'm impressed with it. Still quite a bit of work to do yet on it, like, but give you a quick tour of this now. Have a look. Right, so as you can see, they've got a flooring system in it. Well, the sliding system, which is what I needed. Floors come up absolutely stunning on that. Nice threshold step there for it, for the Ford. Just ties it off nice and tidy then, you know, on the door sills and stuff. Same on the other side, which is a shorter version that one, because there's going to be units on that one there. But look at the seats. These are the ones. Now these, I think they're pronounced Shnierle. Let me go over to again. You see that on there? Yeah, Shnierle, something like that, German brand. They're absolutely stunning. Like I said, you've got your lock-off systems at the bottom here now. Basically, that just pushes down when it's in position. You've got tons of mounted positions, so you can have it all the way back and all the way in front. Yeah, so I'll just show you how these knock up now. So basically, little hand up front here, pull that one up. That should then release that. There's one on both sides of that one. Front section goes down, short seat belts out of the way. The next one, big handle, that'll pull down, make sure your head rested out. Goes in there, then you've got your back section. That one then, all the way back. You see, full bed there. It's quite big. That's actually hanging out the back of the van, like, so I've just been doing some bits and bats and stuff. But absolutely spot on them. And that's what I wanted, that type of bed. Didn't really fancy the rock and roll. They're a damn sight cheaper, but I didn't fancy it. But it's just nice and comfy that. Full length. Yeah. Plenty of room on that one. Comfy as well. But good thing about these, which I like the best, is obviously when it's all finished and I get units and stuff in, like, you've got the full open cab, but when the door and that's in it, you don't really want to sit the back here. It's a nightmare when you're driving at the top end. Basically, you can just pull it, and it glides dead easy, I'll be honest with you. And you can have it right up at front. You've got quite a lot of room in it, really. And daughter can speak to it front there, no problem. It's just a no-brainer. Sliding seats, absolute game changer. You're not tied then to what you can do with your van and stuff like that. You can have it as like the crew cab, which is like all the passengers are right near each other. Like when you go camping or whatever you do, you can just throw it all the way back. I'll show you right back now on it. So you look at space now, what that's opened up at. It's absolutely massive. Like I say, if you're like me and you use your van for like all sorts of stuff, you don't just use it for camping. Push your seats all the way forward, lock them in, and then you've got a massive cab space at the back, so you can store all your shite out. But the good thing as well with camping, when we went camping last time in the VW, when you got all your big awnings and all that stuff in it, because there was no room in the back to really put it, you had a bit of room but not much. Whoever was sat in the rock and roll seats had all the awnings and everything in front of them, and it was like a piling mess, and it's not very comfortable for passengers, and it's not really practical neither. Especially when you're driving down motorways and stuff like that and going down country lanes and stuff. So I think this system here is absolutely bob on. Like you say, passengers can sit in front safe. Show you space on that. Like, they've still got tons of room there. You can push it all the way up if you want to and really open the back up. But like I said, they'll come for there. There's no shite falling about everywhere. And then the back, you can load that to your heart's content. Absolutely spot on. On here, this as well, this is what I like. You've got a full length parcel shelf. Absolutely spot on. And like I say, you can bring that all the way to the back here. So basically that'll go to the back doors where the threshold is there. And you've got a full length back parcel shelf if you need it. Absolutely spot on. You get loads of shite on that. So it gives you like a storage at the top here and also storage at the bottom as well. Quite a lot of room in there. And another thing which I don't know if I'll ever use it like, but if you pull it all the way out, that's up to its max point. You've got a cheeky seating area outside. God knows what it's like getting up there like, but I think if you parked up on like a riverbank or something like that, you dangle end at van over and you dangle this over. I don't know, you might make some use for it, like, you know, you might do a little cheeky diving board or something. I doubt it, but you get the gist of it, like, it's just a nice little chill out spot. Well, you might notice as well for the eagle-eyed viewers, it's carpet lined. Oh, well, on top there. Tailgate door's been done, that's a cracking job that. The guys at Landseer Leisure saved me a job really with that one, because it had to be done with the flooring and that, all the plans had to be done and stuff. And didn't really want to fit the floor without it being carpet lined, because it's just been a bodge job. I mean, I've kind of gone a bit harsh about it at a minute anyway with it, right? Because I've got all wiring for it to do yet. So the place I'm going to do with wiring is come through this section here. This was my plan before, I was going to grab it, but obviously that went a bit kicked up. There's a panel here at the back here on this one. So basically, I think it's down here actually. Pop into that and then run some tubing up here, follow the existing wiring loom and then drop back down that pillar down to there and then come through. I'm going to strip this seat out, check whether it's a dual battery system. I think this one's got a single because it's got poles on the side here on the seat, so I'm going to check that. That's a single pole, so I'm going to check to see if it's double battery. If it's a double battery, then leisure battery is going under it here. If it's not a double battery, leisure battery is going under that seat with the DC charger into it, and then run the two cables back up the air pillar through the tubing along the top here and then back down. And this is where the back end of the electric is going to be in this section when I design it, he says. So that's the plan anyway. And then what I'm going to do with the roof lining, I was in two minds what to do. I mean, I've looked at the Tornado roof linings and that, and there's a few, and they're going for like between 350 and 600 quid, which is quite expensive really for a roof lining. And I'm not too sure how it's going to tie in with the back end, because on the Tornadoes they have like an air conditioning unit at the back and they come out quite wide at the rear. So I don't know if that might be a bit too, I don't know, it might throw the aesthetics out a bit, or it might cause a bit of a pain with it, roof lining. So plan one, if I don't like it I can always rip it out, but what I'm going to do is put the crew cab one back in up here, which has got all the lights that, swap round the lighting the way it's done the lighting that. I think I might transfer the crew cab section actually onto the 12 volt system for the leisure system, so it's not draining my main battery when in and out the van and stuff like that, because there's quite a few lights in the crew cab bit. And then the rear section here, I'm going to apply that, but what I'm going to do is I've seen something which I quite like. It's going to apply that, but I'm going to try and see if I can get hold of this material. I think it's like a foam backed automotive material. Try and get some of that, and then line the ply section there, which will tie it in nicely with the crew cab, so it looks like a proper genuine system like. But pending that, if I can't get all that stuff, I'm going to put like the Alcantara stuff, which is like a second option, on that, and maybe put some grooves into the plywood. Don't know, we'll see how it goes, and then try and tie it in. Like I said, I've seen it done and it looked quite good, so like I say, if it doesn't work and it looks shit, we can always rip it out. And if I do get hold of a Tornado roof lining, you know, it's a decent price, probably go down and check it. I mean, close one to me is Newcastle, which I don't fancy driving all the way to Newcastle and it don't fit right, or it looks shit, plus it's quite expensive as well. So they're the plans next for this one. So we'll get this roof done. So wiring first, got to get the wiring done, otherwise it'll chase me ass with this. So we can get the wiring done, get all the stuff in, and then we'll see how that goes. Leisure battery, what we're doing with that, well, Either lithium, I fancy lithium because you gain more amp hours out of your battery, use out of it, whereas the lead acid or AGMs and that, you're only getting pretty much 50% out of your battery before you start knackering the battery up. So like you say, 120 amps, you're only potentially getting 60 amp hours out of it, which it's not very good for a weekend. With lithium, you can pretty much take it down to about 80-90%. Correct me if I'm wrong, not 100% on that, but you get a bit more use out of it, but the prices are ridiculous. So I don't know what we're doing with battery yet. A lot of unknowns, but we're getting there slowly. Now it's taking shape now. Like I say, it's looking good. Oh, and one more thing, threshold step on here. This, on some of them I've seen them actually go down, but for some reason, well, I know why, because mine had a high floor in it. This one's quite high, so probably make something for that. Probably insert some wood, and you probably use it as a cable run actually, to be fair, under that. So we get some wood behind it, and then we can just carpet that, so it just ties in nice, you know, with the rest of the cab. But that's where we're up to at the minute with it. Like I say, I'm chuffed to bits with what Landseer did with these seats. Absolutely cracking job. They do some stunning conversions, so if you want to go and check them out, go and have a look at their site and that. The full conversion is absolutely brilliant, and if I won lottery, maybe. But apart from that, we're doing it ourselves, pal. So happy days. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you like this sort of stuff, and I'll see you on the next one, hopefully with a bit more roof in it. See you later.